Hello, welcome. True North Radio. Me, Brandy, reporting for the Battlebirds on Treaty 6 territory. I really want to get hashtag free remand SK trending on Twitter, on Facebook. And if you wonder, because I've been on Brandy, why are you being so rank about, people who are locked up? Who cares? This is why I'm rank. My dad worked in corrections and young offenders for 30 years. My whole life, I was, in jail culture, corrections. I sat with that. I listened to all the meetings. I heard the terminology. When for the last about 10 years of my dad's career, he worked with young offenders. He fought with the provincial and the federal government every day for resources, for mental health help, for youth, and access to spiritual care by elders. He used to come home towards the end. Before he put in his papers, I'm done. He used to come home and he would say, it was like, they're fighting with me, the staff, the province, the feds, they're fighting with me. We're not allowed to take food out of our pantry here, stocked by the government's coffers, well, taxpayer coffers. And take that out to, if they were having a sweat or if they were doing something, cultural practices out there, doing a powwow, you got to bring food. My dad says, he's like, that's crazy. He said, the poverty out there ain't no food. He said, we can bring the food and it'll be on the government's dime. And my dad was the type of man who did what he wanted. And then asked for forgiveness later. I didn't mind being chewed out. He'd been chewed out before. Plenty of times before. But when he finally, gave his walking papers, he was done. It was like a black dog followed my dad. His spirit was so crushed. And sometimes he cried. And he's a big man, hey? 6'1", 250, 280. And he'd say, like, I just can't forget the boys. Like, I can't get the boys out of my head tonight. And it was really hard, for us. And I just want to say with this free remand, free the remand, non-violent, haven't been charged, ain't got a court date, don't have anything going. Let them go. It's a pandemic. They don't need to sit in there and die because of an ineffectual and frankly, hateful government. And my dad fought for 30 years and nothing changed. In fact, it got worse. More resources taken, more mental health taken, more boys, doing themselves in. And if they did get out, then they OD'd. And it's bullshit. So, now, my daddy's spirit, maybe his spirit was weakened, but here I am, his offspring, and my spirit is strong. Follow Beyond Prison Walls on Twitter, and I believe on Facebook, and get free remand SK trending. We can prevent the deaths of these guys sitting in state care that are not being cared for. They ain't done nothing, eh? Okay, maybe they got a DUI. I know another person who got a DUI. Scott Moe. Okay, so quit with the double standard bull shit, horse shit, as Dad would say. And this is important to me. I am tired. I have lived my whole life hearing about how the incarcerated kids and the jailbirds and everybody, is taking their life, or they've taken somebody else's life, or they sink into a sorrow and they are like an invisible ghost that wanders. And I'm sick of it. This is Treaty 6. And we have to do honor to the treaties. And I want to know out there, because I'll be sending this out to all the NDP and the SAS Party and everybody else. What's the percentage of guys in there that are non-violent offenders on remand? Get that information out. And I also want to know how many of them are indigenous. And I know sometimes when I talk, I sound scary. But it's not the fear, it's actually love that compels me. The Spirit compels me. Like, if we can prevent a death, let's do it. Keep your spirit strong. We love you. Subscribe.